Hello and welcome to Gemma's Window. If you have followed the calculations in the box below and determined you are a power year number 7, you're at the right place. You can also jump onto my website at gemmaswindow@gmail.com and the calculations will be there for you too, along with a link to get right back here. Okay, sevens, you're in the month of 3. It's May 2021. And sevens, you only have to calculate your power year number once for the entire year of 2021. Your monthly numbers change, and that's where I come in, sevens. You're in the month of 3. So let's shuffle these cards of our first deck. We're going to take a look at business, then love, then any question that you have. And while I shuffle these cards and prepare, let's go over what these numbers mean. Now, power year number 7. That is a sit down and inhale and observe year. It's a year where you might be questioning, what do I really want? Who am I? What do I want? 7 is, yes, it's a very spiritual number. It's, yes, indeed, that's true, but it's a truth-seeking number. Bottom line, and I think most importantly, it's a truth-seeking number. And it's like, I want to get down to it once and for all. I want to figure out what I want. What do I want to be when I grow up? Is this what I really, want? Do I want a family? Do I want children? Maybe I just want a partner. It can be also, let's say, for example, you have an issue, you have a trauma going on, and you say to yourself, once and for all, I have to figure out who I am. How am I going to deal with these issues moving forward? It's also a year of specializing and focusing on something. So maybe you're very clear of what your purpose is, but you decide to take extra courses in college to get things done and say, I'm going to get 2 years done in 1 year. I'm going to take this year I'm going to have the surgery I've been postponing. I'm going to recoup, and then I'm going to start to work out and try to get my figure back, because maybe you have there's a health reason that you haven't been able to, maybe because your knees are bad. But it's that kind of a thing. Sevens are thanked by the universe because they specialize in things. They take the time to take apart something and focus in on it and perfect it for the rest of us. And that's somebody who maybe is a life path of 7 or a destiny number 7. You are just in the year of 7, but it's along those lines where maybe you're building a house and you're researching of, how do I do that? Maybe you're looking to relocate because you're like, this is not where I want to be. Let me start to research. So, okay, sevens. Now, this month of 3 is meant to be fun. I think it brings drama into your world, but that's my finding. 3s are meant to be lighter. It's meant to be flirty. It's meant to be dating people rather than being serious. It's all about communication. So you're going to find yourself in conundrums or situations this month of May where you're going to be perhaps put on the spot to communicate and communicate well and a lot, or go to counseling of some kind. You may have success in the arts, where you might get something published or finally get that part that you wanted, or something along those lines, or just do very well at work giving a speech or a presentation. So Okay, sevens, let's take a look at business. Now, for those of you who have a job, we're going to look at you and then we're going to go for you sevens. We're going to take a look at those sevens who are looking for work. So, our sevens who have a job, I think that it looks to me like you've been waiting and you've been patiently waiting, sevens. And that does make sense because you may have expressed to someone at the workplace or at another workplace that you're looking for this or you're looking for that. And you've put it out there and you've done pretty much what you can do in that area, and then you have to wait for it to happen. It's coming, but there's still more work to be done, apparently. It looks like you're holding the bag in some way at work. And like it's like you on one hand, and it doesn't have to be bad. It can be positive or it can be challenging. One or the other, but it just looks like you're being maybe torn in different directions at the workplace. Let's just say, for example, they haven't you got a promotion. It finally came through, but they haven't hired anybody to do your old job yet, and so you're running around trying to keep that afloat. You don't want to see all the work that you've done collapse, but on the other hand, you're trying to learn this new job too. So you're trying to please, oh, you're worshiping a couple of gods, and you're still waiting for what you want to come into full fruition. Now, the card represents your future is that you work like crazy, and things on the other side of today look better than you ever imagined. So you're going to land on your feet, sevens. In this month of 3, you may have to just do some quote unquote pacifying this one, pacifying that one, keeping things afloat, pacifying yourself. Maybe on one hand you've got work pulling you, and the other hand is family pulling you in different directions. But you do have you are going to get a hold of things beautifully, and you're going to make them work beautifully. And your future card tends to represent winter. So if for some of you you're saying, well, when and how and what is the timing of something, for some of you, next winter, by next winter, or next winter is a good time. This is a general reading, so I don't want everybody to panic if they're looking for something that should be solved like in the next week or in the month. What do you mean I have to wait till next winter? Well, that's not for all of you. It's just something that is indicative of my Ace of Swords card. And okay, we're going to leave that at that. Now we have our sevens who are looking for work. So to me, what's unusual is it's like I got some bad news and I've got some good news. So I have you in a position where this is my card of travel. It's my card of adventure. It's my card of relocating in some way, shape, or form to do with work. And all of those things also involve not knowing exactly where you're headed, not knowing exactly how things are going to end up. But you're like, well, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to put all of these applications out there, though I don't know where it's headed. I'm going to go to this interview in 2 states away. I have no idea if I'd be interested in moving there, but I'm just going to do it. So I have you in that kind of a position, sevens, but then I have the Tower card, which means that there are serious complications. There are serious complications that happen. And could it mean that your reservation falls through? Okay, I have this appointment. I'm going to and I'm going to stay at somebody's house because I know they're COVID safe and they're very clean, and then all of a sudden something goes wrong there, and you have to go to a public place, and this is a nightmare for you because some people are more nervous than others about COVID and about catching it. Everybody's acting a little bit in a different way and perceiving things in a different way. So there is this unsettling and this great upset, or perhaps you interview for a job that falls through and you're like, get out of town. What am I going to do? Well, you end up in the future with the perfect partnership card. So there's an excellent, excellent card for, it's a wonderful reflection on work, so that maybe one thing falls through, but something else wonderful emerges. So be ready for a little, that's that drama. I'm telling you, you're in that month of 3, and yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, but I just don't see it like that. I see drama. You could bring it to yourself, you could bring drama to someone else, or someone brings it to you. Shuffling the cards now, sevens, I want to take a look at relationship. And again, you're very focused, and so many of you might be very happy and focused on one person, or many of you might be working on fixing one relationship. And fixing one particular issue. That would be very typical, and it's meant to be a little bit lighter of a month this month in May. So let's take a look. Now, let's look at those of us who are sevens who are in a relationship, and then we'll take a look at some of our sevens who are looking for love in this month of 3, May 2021. And let's see. Now, this, of course, is a general reading, sevens, and it's worth repeating that all words are for you in this reading. Okay, so if I'm describing your workplace, but it really, really sounds like another relationship in your life, maybe your romantic relationship, take it and run. All words are for you, sevens. This is a general reading, and so the universe knows who's going to be listening to this, and they're going to want you to hear what you need to hear. So it's going to come up. Now, for those of us who are sevens and who are in a relationship, you are feeling some kind of pressure. Some of you, sevens, and you're feeling like you're being judged, like people are maybe too many people know your private business, maybe there's too much advice coming in. But I have the counseling card after that, so it indicates that you do need some kind of advice or help. You do need to speak to someone in the know, and that might be what I do. You might go for a reading, because a lot of times my clients come because they want to be validated. They know that I don't know what's going on in their life, so if they say, well, can you just take a look at this, and I say, well, it looks like this, and this, and they say, yeah, I thought so. I just feel better that you saw that. So it doesn't have to be bad. It doesn't have to be good. It just has to be that something needs your attention in your relationship. It needs to be addressed. It is making you uncomfortable. It is putting strain on the relationship and strain on you. And you have to get to the bottom line. And so you have to speak to the right person or people, whatever, to get an input on the situation. And then you have to face it, and you have to talk to your loved one about it, and you have to say, this is what it is. This is what I have, and this is what I can do about it. And now I have to put the ball in your court, honey. So let me just say this, sevens. I know that when I'm listening to things like this, all these different questions come up in your head. So if some of you sevens are saying, well, this sounds right, but it's actually me giving the ultimatum to my partner, so it's them feeling judged. It's them who have to make a decision. It's them who have to come back and tell me this month, or in the very near future, um, are we going to poop or get off the pot? Are we going to finally get married? Are we going to relocate? What have you. Yeah. It could go in that direction too, sevens. Yepper. Now, for those of you who are looking for a relationship and you are a seven, it looks to me as though the cards are telling you to go ahead and let go of who you've been seeing or who you've been waiting around for, or perhaps let go of your fear of putting yourself out there on a computer, or the fear of putting yourself out there at a bar of some kind, or even a friend's party. I have the Death card, which means letting go of the life you're living to receive the wonderful life that's waiting for you. So the next card is the Lover's card. So there are people out there waiting to meet you, and that is more than one. The Lover's card indicates a choice. It means you've got to make a choice. Now, you have up to 3 choices. The Lover's card indicates up to 3 choices. You're in the month of 3. You can have 3 different people that crop up, or suddenly fall into your lap. Or maybe there have been a couple all along that you've been touching base with, and then another one comes along. And it's a card of choice. So it's like you've got to choose. What do you really want? Are people not working out because subconsciously you don't want to get serious? And so you're thinking, well, why don't things work out for me? Well, maybe you're sending very mixed signals. You've got to figure out what you want. The dust will settle for you and things will fall into place. But these are action cards, seven. So they're talking about May. Now, this Death card, it may have been last month for you. Maybe you let go of something at the end of last month or something like that. Or it's all happening in this month. I mean, this is a lot of action here for this month of May. But things will fall into place. Perhaps you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, and the cards are saying things will fall into place. They'll meet somebody else. But make a choice, because it's a month for you to make some choices. It's also a month to have some fun. It's also a big month of communication for you with this 3, where maybe you really need to explain to people what you're looking for, who you're interested in, and who you're not. Let's move on. Let's have an open-ended question, sevens. Just think about any issue at all in your life. And don't make it a yes or no. Make it an open-ended. Is there room for growth for me in the workplace? That's more like a yes or no. So if we tweak that to I don't know. Let me just think about it. I don't mean to blank on you. I just got a few things going through my head at once. But you can ask again about work. You can ask about love again. You can ask about a different relationship. You can ask about finances. You can ask about health. You can ask about anything you want. It's just, what do I need to know about where I'm working and my future there? What does Spirit want me to know about my relationship, and am I on the right path thinking that this is the one? We just want to just take my answer but tweak it to match your question. And yes or no's are difficult in readings because things change so quickly and on a dime. And that is the truth, because we have free will. Human beings have free will. Animals do not. They follow nature. They follow a calling of nature. God gave us, or your creator, whoever that is, gave us free will to make choices. So if I decide, well, I got myself all dressed up, I'm supposed to go to a party, and at the last minute I got a phone call and I just felt like, helping that person out, and I don't go. Well, there's a domino effect, isn't there? Because I was going to meet someone that night that was going to be pivotal in some which way or form, and I'm not going now. So now the universe has to reconfigure, well, when am I going to meet this person and how? So things change. So I don't like yes or no's. Here we go. Open-ended question, anything you want. What's the best that we can expect for our sevens in this month of May? Sevens does seem to be a lot about real estate and relocating and moving for you in this reading. There does actually seem to be. So I just want to throw that out there for those of you who could be pondering that or thinking about that. Okay, so here we go. Okay, you are at the end of the road about something. Whatever your question is about, you're doing very well. Whatever your research you might be doing, or your communications that you're doing, the work that you're doing, whatever you're doing very, very well. But it is an 8 card. Now, the last number of your cycle is a 9. So 9 through 10. Technically, just like you're pregnant really for 10 months, and we always say 9, you've got a 9-year cycle, but it's really 10 years. Okay, because you got to get all the way through that 9th year. So you're at the end. This card is saying that you're towards the end of whatever situation you're asking about. You've done your homework, you've done a good job, and you have some advice, I feel like, coming your way, or you must ask for help to reliable people who you feel have your best interests at heart. That advice and that help is going to come your way, but you need the right people and the people in the know. From there, you're going to be able to begin something new that you've been wanting to, and you're going to be able to pull the rabbit out of the hat and make it happen beautifully. You have the Magician card, so you've got everything on your side. My Magician card also means real estate, buying, selling, redecorating, moving, beginning a career in, and there you go. That's your answer, 7. So for your month of 3, you might have a very dramatic turnabout in a particular situation. And, you have your head down in this first card, so maybe even it's a surprise. Maybe even you weren't expecting it. You weren't expecting something great or a change that's very positive for you or ends up in a positive way for you. But it does happen. All right, 7s, I thank you for joining Gemma's Window. If you have not subscribed, please do. And if you'd like to know more about me or contact me, please jump onto my website at gemmaswindow@gmail.com. Okay, 7, see you next month for your month of 4 in June. Wow. Okay, bye for now.